has been undergoing a dramatic change. And for anyone to really understand that, so the change that has come about, you got to have a little bit of a perspective. You got to understand that the vision, there's a difference between setting out and doing something with a vision and then actually being able to fulfill on that vision, to actually be able to do it. So first of all, any company, any product usually starts as a very, very good idea. Some ideas are not so good, but then those who become successful are good and they are adapted by people. They are joined. Still, when somebody is joining up with your idea, when somebody's saying, let's do this, let's build this big, it does require time for the setup to really also be able to not just execute in theory, but be able to execute in practice. Now, you heard me talk about this, how the second year, there's been a lot of investments going into really having the underlying foundation of ICT, setting up the professional services, making sure that the different aspects of the business can really operate. I'm not talking about operating perfect. I'm talking about can even operate. Now, once you're able to operate, you start fine-tuning, you start sharpening the saw, you will get better. And with every step that you're doing along the way, you will get smarter, not just on how things are working inside, but also how are ideas transformed into something that is of valuable, something that the field can understand. Now, as you can imagine, with more practice comes more skill. And what goes away is basically guesswork, because you start collecting knowledge, you start collecting an appreciation and an understanding of how to operate your business the fastest way. For the crowd members, this simply means that a lot of the childhood mistakes, the beginner hiccups of different processes, they are ongoing, being filtered out, which means that it's cleaning up, it's getting more smooth, it's getting more direct. And if you look at that through the eyes of somebody who joined the company 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and somebody who sees the company today, moreover, somebody who is going to see the company through Q2 of this year, you're going to almost have the feeling that if I joined before, it's not fair what everyone has today. But the reality is, if you joined before and you had the vision and you kept going with it, you were able to evolve, you were able to develop, you were able to adapt to the present, you were able to absorb all of these changes. And here's the thing, you got to ask yourself, am I still relevant? Is what I'm doing today really relevant for my business today? Just because somebody built up a company years ago doesn't mean that they will do it now. I joined a very good meeting with the lovely president, Jeanette, who said something very smart. She says, you cannot force the past into the future. You cannot. But you got to be humble enough. You got to be humble enough to accept the fact that there are change and there are change that you need to adapt to. The price of change is always that we are a little bit incompetent. But then when we get more competent, we get the rewards of mastery, of being able to grow, of being able to maneuver in a new space, in a new way of business. And there is so much going on right now that is really coming out to you guys. You see in the new layout here, and to some, they'll say it's a new layout. So what? Well, I just want to let you know that the layout doesn't come from overnight. It is the first view, sneak peek that you're getting from everything that is going on behind the scenes. And by the end of this call, you will see how the company is coming out of a shell and really coming out, reaching across to the field to better work with all of you. Now, I want to touch on a few promotions here, and it's not to be able to read them out loud to you. You're leaders, you're supposed to know these things. You're definitely supposed to know what is going on inside each of these promotions. Here's one, though, that is very important. The cargo drop has been extended to March 31st. So it has been extended. Does that mean I should wait to the last minute? No, because as a matter of fact, what we saw over the weekend here was a tremendous flow of panic, because there were some payment gateways that had breakdowns, and there was this and there was that. And ultimately it turned into like a panic in the market saying, can we please extend? Can we please do? Can we please do? Because so many people waited to the last minute. Now, I can understand that. I think anyone can understand that. But why should you really grab this by the horns right now and make sure that you are registering your people with Planet IX? Why should you do it right now and not just later? Well, first of all, if you do it right now, you will have much more better opportunity to make sure that the new person in your team is experiencing this as a smooth transition into Planet IX. Now, why should your new person be a part of Planet IX? This is something that to me is so important to get across. Planet IX, you will see in the future how Planet IX was the key. Planet IX was the key to the future. When the key to the future got turned and Planet IX is going to the major exchanges, that's a whole new chapter. That's some whole new doors that is going to open up, not just to the company, but also to the crowd. Why? Everything will be validated. Now, we have seen today that a lot of tokens have come into the market, and it had a little bit of dip in the exchange rate. Now, some people are looking at these numbers and saying, oh, well, I saw the token go down. Maybe it's not going so good. Well, then you haven't understood. And I'm not saying this to be to sound arrogant. I'm saying this because it's so important in so many different areas that you understand what is going on. Right now, you're looking at Planet IX in a different perspective. When it was launched back in July, it was just a name with a little bit of a story. Now it's a full-blown company. Now, if you look at the core indicators of Planet IX, you will see that it's this third most traded token on the Polygon network, the third most traded. Every day, trading is going up, and it's not even really rolled out yet. It has so much traction. It has such a clear plan. I'm going to Stockholm next week to discuss with the team what are the next months going to look like, and how can we open up this more so everybody sees it. And here is two reasons why. Number one, when you look at the token, and the token price, please understand that when this hits one of the big exchanges, which is something that will happen very, very soon, from a crowd one perspective, you're going to see the price go up, step up, up, up. And when you do that, temptation is going to come and say, hey, let's sell now because we just doubled our money. Let's sell now because we just tripled our money. But what you really should do is understand you did the hard work. You did the hard work. You helped create the company. You were in there from the beginning. Whenever a token, whenever a share goes to a public market, the sharks are waiting. They are waiting to observe the first people who are losing their nerves, and they are grabbing it. Why? The public market is waiting. They don't see that they have a triple up in profits. No, what they see when you look at your token, CA, it went up nicely. They look at this as a very young, highly potent token that they are going to make a lot of money with in the future. So make sure you don't hand over what you got to the sharks. Make sure that you live with this for the next 12 months, and then you're going to really see the growth in that. I'm not just talking about this for Planet IX. It should be a general thing. When you are getting into a project in this earlier stage, you got to make it to the big exchanges, and there's so much going on. So the token price is number one. Number two is the key. The key that Planet IX represents, 12 months from now, you're going to have friends that knows about Planet IX who doesn't know about Crowd One. You're going in 24 months to have people who know Planet IX, going to be a household name, and they don't know about your business. If you have IX tokens that trends back all the way to the beginning, you can not only say, but you can literally prove, we incubated them. We helped launch them. Since then, we have launched this project. Since then, we have launched that project. Do you want to help us launch the next project when we are going from 0 to hero in record speed? When you are getting into the cargo drop and you are getting people to adapt to this, you are getting them to feel like a different, it's a whole different animal when you really are involved in the project. And that's why this is so tremendously important. There's a big difference between knowing about cryptocurrency and actually holding it. And once you hold it, your appreciation will go up. And it's not just the appreciation for Planet IX. It's going to be the appreciation for your future projects, because that's going to allow them to not only think this is going to go the way, they're going to know, they're going to identify future projects with Planet IX. So the warmest recommendation when it comes to that, I'm not going to read out loud these promotions, because you already know what they are. You know that they include 50 business points. You know that the loyalty points are 1,500. So these things we don't need to read up on here. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that every last person in the network has really understood this and are a part of this. They don't have to make a ton of money, but if they are getting in, they will experience the dynamics and you will be faring awesome with them. The Epic promotion is also ending March 31st. The rank booster works until June. Now, here's a challenge, and it is a mental challenge for you. If you know that a lot of stuff is going to turn out now, you heard Jonas say, you heard Kenny say the first 100 days, those first 100 days, maybe 10, 20 days late, but then you're going to see it rolling out. You're going to know that a lot of things are going to come your way. They're going to come into your teams. You are going to want to make sure that you get the extra speed in your business. You want the higher ranks, because having higher ranks is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It allows people to see you are going places. It will allow them to listen better to you, to better understand and appreciate your tips and ideas. And you know the benefits, 20% rank booster, 30% rank booster, or even 50%. 50%, you got to think about that. How much of a difference it is when you're building for ranks. Now, we've seen some awesome ladies with some awesome leadership skills that did a quick calculation and said, hey, we have the rank booster and we now have the cargo promotion, and they just went in there and they didn't grow into their new ranks. They didn't grow. They exploded. They catapulted themselves and their businesses into these ranks. And there's no way you can become an ambassador without really having a lot of titles produced in your organization. And what that does, it builds trust, it builds faith. Now, when we are looking into the future here, I'm telling you that April is going to totally change the way not only you see it, but also that the world sees it. There's been a lot of talk about the future. Upcoming 100 days, we are going to launch, but on April 21st and 22nd, presidents and above will have a vision launch. There you will see not just what the vision is, but you will see a rollout map of what is to come, not in the next 20 years, but literally in the next quarters as the business is moving forward. What will actually be there? Now, if you are a president, you're going to want to sign up for this. You're going to want to have all of the information. If you are president above, you're going to want to have to do that. And if you are not already registered, well, the good thing is we have a waiting list for you, because by now this meeting is already fully booked. We know that there are a few who have a bit of extra tickets, but it's fully booked. And by now, I believe that the waiting list has just surpassed the members who can go there. And we have a maximum of 70 members who will get this exclusive 2 days with all of the management. Jones is going to be there. Kenny is going to be there. And everything will be we will take the time to go in depth to show the dynamics and the rollout plan for the upcoming quarters of the business. Now, it goes on because on the 23rd to the 26th, the Dubai office is going to be transformed into something that is going to look like a beehive. It's going to be a place where everything will be huffing and puffing. Things will be, buzzing with energy. Those days, the 23rd to the 26th, we will have a lot of individual meetings where all the management will be available to meet with new talents, new leaders, or people who said, now I got it. I really want to upgrade my information. I want to I want to recommit myself to move forward. You want to have them there. All of the leaders will have had the 2 days in advance, knowing exactly what's going to go on. And all of your new talent will be focused. This is going to be a massive top leader recruiting event. And you might ask yourself, why is the company getting involved in this part? Well, it is really due to the fact that we've learned how things have evolved, and simply been able to say, okay, if we really want to move big things, we got to make sure that our key people, they understand things the way we understand them. And that's why the company has invited those members in to say, hey, come join us as we are revealing the future. And the company is not just letting them go there. No, the company is saying, we will even help you recruit the next people. We didn't say help you sign them up. We said recruit, meaning that they are not just registering. They are buying the road, the vision, the way, the how to run the business. On the 23rd to the 26th, one of the days, you got to be there. Make sure you contact your upline president to say, hey, how can I get in? How can I be a part of this? I want to do it. Make sure if you want to be a president that you tell your upline, I want to be a president. Bet your time on me. See, the real investment in this industry is not one of money. The real investment is the time that you as a leader is investing in somebody else. See, you already make money. You have already proven your business. And when a new person comes in and buys a white package for 109 euros, that is product that is being bought. That's not an investment. But what they're asking of you is to help me, guide me to go to where I want to go. Your job is to make sure that you make sound investments, meaning the one thing, the capital you have is your time. Your time has to be invested with those who have understood where this is going, those who are willing to take the steps and join you in that efforts, those who are ready to go through the pain of being a little bit incompetent before they really start mastering a new way of distribution, those who understand this very important point. Whatever got you here will not take you there. Let me repeat this. Whatever got you here, whatever got you to this point in your life today will not take you to where you want to go. Whatever you did to get here today is not going to be enough to take you to where you want to go. To go where you want to go, there are things you need to learn. There are things you need to realize. There are things you need to adapt. And the good part about it is really this. There are people who've gone before you. There are people who are able to show the way. What you got to be able to do is trust the process. Work on the habits of the successful. And that will transcend into those results that you're looking for. Right now, so much is going on that it is way too much to put into one single call. But what I want to let you know is the waiting time is over. We're in the prep phases. If you are not getting, your rank booster, you're going to look back and you're going to try to call different people. See, I got this new guy, that person would really love the rank booster. That time is going to be too late. You want to make sure you have it, because that way you combine all of the leverage, all of the power of what you have with all of the leverage and all of the power of what is coming. And in that effort, I wish you all the success that you deserve. Because the reality is this: if you are willing to do the investment, if you are willing to make the adjustments, you will be able to succeed. And yes, I did say investment, but the investment I'm talking about is not the one of money. It's the one of dedicated time into yourself. And here's a question for you. If you're not really ready to invest in yourself, who else do you think would be really ready to invest in you? Give yourself a fair chance, reach out, ask for the support that is all around there to be given, and hang tight. A lot of good stuff is happening. I'm looking forward to speaking to you again in just 7 short days from now. But in 7 short days from now, we are going to be very much closer to some of the deadlines we talked about here today. Make a decision to have an impact on your business, not tomorrow, not later today, but right now. Make the first moves. Wish you an awesome week, and over and out from here. Thank you. Goodbye.